this week I just paid off my school loan. And it was for music. I went to a very serious college for music because I am dedicated to the cause and I want to be the best of the best. But I am having mixed feelings. You know, there's a part of me that's like, I want to clank a glass and celebrate. I finally did it after over a decade. And then another part of me is like, man, I have been grinding and worked multiple jobs. And there was a time in LA that I was legitimately struggling. All the while within the same 2-year period, I performed at Coachella with this music group. I also stayed in a tent for months outside of my brother's house in Hollywood, which is kind of funny. But I was also on crutches. I was kind of struggling. And then I also stayed in a teepee at my godfather's house in Venice Beach. Locations were nice. Situation for me was actually really tough because I was financially struggling because I put all my eggs in the music basket. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to focus on succeeding in music. And I put it all down and I bet on it. And that became really challenging. And you know what's interesting? I never even got my diploma. Do you want to know why I didn't get my diploma? It's not because I didn't do good as a student. Okay, so when you are about to graduate, you put your outfit on. And by the way, I was wearing a rainbow outfit underneath that ugly cloak that looked like I was going to a funeral. I had to be pizzazzy underneath somehow, but I went up to get my diploma after 4 very seriously hard years of me committing to do everything in excellence. I didn't really drink, rarely ever. I didn't party, I didn't smoke. I was so committed to I wanted to make A's on everything. So if I didn't, I felt a little bit like a failure. And even though like I was very astute, I was also for music, so I wanted to be as good of a singer as I could and learn the music, but I was classically trained, not just like a pop culture trained, like I learned theory. Okay, so I was interrupted to tell you that I should show you that I sing. Okay, here's a little small example of singing classical music and opera in Italian. Nerco più non mi sento brilla la gioventù, più non mi sento free, nerco più non mi tu. Okay, I gotta be honest, it's been years. I don't even know if that Italian was right, but that was one of the songs that I used to remember. And I have spent years untraining my mind from singing opera so that I could be a little bit more of a commercial music person. But anyway, so I'm there going to get my diploma after the commitment to make close to straight A's, be the best student, graduate on time. And I opened my book. And by the way, that week I went to my counselor. I was like, I just want to check, is everything good? Like, I'm good to graduate. I got my hours, I got my credits, everything's good. I'm like, yep, you're good. Okay, great. Expectation. You show up, you know, you get the thing, you look at it. It's like almost all that years of investment and dedication in that piece of paper, and you get the round of applause. I was ready. Oh, okay, I'll take my round of applause. I get the book. I open the book. Do you know what the book says? Go to the front office to get your diploma. They didn't even give me my diploma. They didn't even give me the opportunity to feel what it felt like to be every one of those other students. Open the book and go, you have officially graduated Belmont University. I was so pissed. I was so mad. I felt like the moment that I've been waiting for was tarnished by the fact that they didn't even have their shit together enough to tell me that I had a ticket for parking. And that $25 ticket was holding reserves on, I think what was like upwards of $40,000 to $50,000 of investment. I thought, you assholes. And you know what? I never went to the front desk. I never paid that ticket. And I never got my diploma because I was so resentful of the fact that that would have held me back from that moment. That's a story that I've never shared publicly. Still don't have the diploma today. But either way, I can celebrate because I paid off my school loan. And I imagine a handful of you watching this know what it feels like to have a school loan. Some of you maybe don't. Maybe you didn't go to college. Maybe you were smart enough to outsmart the system and you didn't need to go to that type of education. I know a lot of people that are succeeding that did not go to college, and I give you all an applause. But either way, I no longer have to pay off the school debt. And I feel like on a spiritual level, I felt like there was this feeling inside me that's almost like the indebtedness to this thing that's been like almost like this digging myself out of what I owed music is now complete. I'm like, almost like a breath of fresh air, like, oh, I don't have to pay that thing back anymore, which makes me feel like almost like a lightness to how I can just continue to invest myself differently into music. And I could just give myself that written diploma. Dear Catherine Shelby Hartwell Sawyer, I forgot my own name. You have officially graduated Belmont University and you're going to succeed in music. Ooh, it's a good one, right? Placard that on my wall. Anyway, I've graduated, and the next phase of graduating life is to make my music dream succeed. So thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you appreciating my weirdo stories.